As usual, you're looking for the tasks to complete for U4L4. You can find it under assignments or on the Human Anatomy and Physiology Canvas homepage, the weekly calendar. Today's date is the 23rd of November. This is our only class for this week. You guys are off after tomorrow, so that's something to look forward to. And as usual, we're going to start off with getting into breakout rooms to chat about a question. Here is the question for today. If you could pick up a new skill in an instant, I'm talking like Matrix, like I know Kung Fu instant, what would it be and why? So, what's a skill you've always wanted to have? Could be a language, could be some kind of hands-on thing, could be a sport, could be whatever you want. Think about that for 20 seconds. All right, breakout rooms are open. We'll come back together in about 2 minutes to share. Sharing, everybody. Next on the docket is just homework review. You just need to make sure that you have completed your reflex experiment, whether you did the brain metrics one or whether you did the actual ruler drop. You don't have to do both, just whichever one you did in class, make sure you finished it. I'll excuse you from the other one. And the reading reflection looks great. I'm seeing 10 attempts on it. All the multiple choice look fantastic. So it looks like we're feeling good about that chapter. Were there any questions or anything that you got stuck on? Or again, any mistakes that you might have noticed that I made on Canvas? Alrighty then. We're going to continue today with our exploration into the brain. And I thought I'd kick us off again with a little bit of a brain game thing here. So we're just going to try a few of these. This one's going to be a bit of a poll question. So take a look at that symbol there on the screen, that drawing, and how many different numbers do you see in there? So I don't know. I don't need to know which numbers. I just need to know how many different numbers you see. So go for it. I'll give you 30 seconds. All right, there should be a poll visible to you now. All right, seeing 11 responses. We are all over the board here. Very interesting. Okay, so it's almost uniformly between 5 or less up to 9 different ones, with most people selecting 6. The correct answer, oh man, sorry, my distribution here on my screen is annoying. The correct answer is 10. So 0, they're counting as a number, which I think is a bit of an unusual one, so that might have thrown some people off. 1, 2, 3, I can kind of see. It's a bit of a stretch for me. For the 5 for me, that's the one I didn't get when I tried this. I don't know, but I guess there's a 5 there. 6, 7, 8, and 9.
That is not a 5. I'm sorry, it's not.
It's like it's more like an S, right? More like an S.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Yeah,
the 3 and the 5, both of them, I think. I didn't count those.
Yep. Yeah, they're I think they're open to interpretation. So, all right. Yeah. Anyway, I think it's you should feel good if you got 8 or 9 as well. So, pretty cool. Okay, next one. I'd like you to grab a piece of paper or something in front of you and draw out those 9 dots just as they're shown on that green image there. And then here's what you need to do. You need to connect all the dots with 4 straight lines without picking up your pen or pencil. So you start drawing and you keep going, and you have to cross through each of the dots. The trick to this one is that you can pass out of the frame, right? If you need to. See if you can figure it out. Again, I'll time for 30 seconds and then I'll show you the actual shape. All right, hold them up. Show me your best attempt. Anyone get it? Some people still trying. What happened to the slides? Oh, they're there. All right, here you go. There's the correct shape you should have drawn. And let's see if I can do tracing on my screen here. I should be able to. What happened to that annotate feature they used to have on this thing?
Oh, I thought it was supposed to be one continuous motion.
Yeah, no, it still is. Like, again, that was the idea, was that you shouldn't pick up your pencil. I thought you could annotate on these things. I guess you can't anymore. Or maybe I've turned that off for some reason. But oops, point is to, man, this is, what is going on here? Point is you start over here. You, on the upper right side, you go down to the lower left, then straight up, down to the lower right, and then across again. So it is one continuous motion. Okay, here's the next one. Can you find the mistake here? Give you 20 seconds to figure it out. All right, anyone get it?
I did.
Where is it?
It's in mistake.
Yeah. There you go. A mistake is spelled wrong. Kind of a trick one, but technically inside the blue panel or whatever. But yeah, I spent minutes looking at the numbers, make sure they're drawn correctly, and it's like, that's how they get you. Again, kind of a selective attention thing. Okay, go ahead and stare at the tiny dot in the middle of the screen for 1 minute. Again, I promise I'm not going to scare you or anything like that. I'm going to time for 1 minute. Just stare at that dot and let your vision go blurry for a bit. All right, I'm going to switch the slide and go ahead and stare at that dot and blink. What do you see?
The flag.
Yes, I have brainwashed you all. The American flag is now in your center of vision. As far as I know, you can look around the room too, like look at a white wall. You might still be able to see the stripes a little bit. But what's cool about the flag is what is correct about it that wasn't correct in this image.
The colors.
Yeah, so it's technically red and blue. I don't know exactly what's going on there with your neurons and the color switch. I think I have read an explanation of this at some point. I just can't remember. But in terms of why the image resides on your eye, it's because your brain is lazy, right? You've been staring at something. Your eyes have been constantly sending this signal of like, there's a flag, there's a flag, there's a flag. And your brain is like, great, I get it. And so even when the flag's gone, you have this sort of residual signaling left over a little bit. It's literally imprinted on your cell. So the signal is still being fired a little bit, even though you're not looking at that anymore. So kind of shows you that things like illusions and stuff could theoretically be a real thing, because your brain, the communication between your eye and your brain can make mistakes and misfire sometimes. Okay, that was it for the brain games. Hope you enjoyed those. I might have seen a few things like that before. All right, I don't want to give you guys any homework over Thanksgiving break, and so we need to do another drawing. And so today I'm going to dedicate a good chunk of time to getting a drawing done. We are now on task to complete step number 4, drawing the brain. Share my screen here for 2 seconds just to show you where you should be looking. So step number 4, drawing the brain. Click on that link right there, drawing the brain. It will take you to this assignment. I have links to 3 images from your Hall textbook. You're welcome to just look at your textbook as well, but there are digital versions of scans of them right there. You're essentially going to be drawing the colored, it's a picture of the brain with the lobes labeled. So don't panic, and you don't have to try to get every single little fold and curve correct. I mean, if you want to, that's great. But ultimately, you just need to have a sort of colored diagram showing the different lobes of the brain. The colors don't have to be the exact same colors that are in the textbook. You can use whatever colors you want. Just make sure you're delineating them. But I want you to add in a little bit more. So I'm just going to open up this image here just to kind of explain what I'm talking about. So in addition to labeling the lobes, I would also like you to add some detail about what are the primary functions of each of the lobes and each part of the brainstem. And so you're going to do that by referring to this table. So there's a figure 6.13 is a table which has a list of the quote primary functions. And so just leave a little room below each of the labels in your drawing to add that in. So for example, in your drawing, when you label the frontal lobe right here, leave some space below it to write in memory, intelligence, behavior, emotions, motor function, smell. Just add that in for each of the lobes. Don't worry about the diencephalon, because the drawings you're going to be doing don't show specifically the thalamus and epithalamus and stuff. But I would like you to label the parts of the brainstem in a similar way, and you're going to make that a separate drawing as well based on this figure 6.12 from the Hall textbook. And again, please use color to delineate the sections, but it doesn't have to be the exact same colors that they use here. But again, you'll see pons right there, so leave some room under pons to note down that the pons assist with regulation of breathing. So you're kind of combining the information in this table with whatever related labels are on these 2 drawings. So you're going to do that in your sketchbook and upload a photo of it here. If you have to take 2 photos, you can email me one if you need to. If you can't upload multiple photos, there should be a way to do that. But if not, you can always just email me the image. If you get done, I'm going to time for 20 minutes to work through this. If you get done with that before 20 minutes are over, you can move on to the next step, which is an Edpuzzle video. It's about 7 minutes long, about severing the corpus callosum, which is the bridge between your right hemisphere and left hemisphere of your brain. And there's some interesting stuff that happens to people when that occurs. But for now, 20 minutes to work on the drawing. I'll be here listening if you need help or have questions.
Mr. 8?
Yeah.
When I came up to Tahoe, I forgot to bring my color pencils, so I only have a center pencil.
Okay.
Is that all right?
That's okay. Yeah, just get creative with you could use shading or yeah, I guess the colors aren't that essential. As long as the labels are going to where you need them to go, you should be fine.
All right, thank you.
I'm also not at my house right now, so I don't have my colored pencils either.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, again, as long as the labels are correct, then you should be fine. So
okay, thank you.
Go out and make colors right now. Find seeds, crush up leaves. No, I'm kidding. You'll be fine.